The biggest piece of advice for getting stronger in the gym is to simply track everything down. Carry around a little notebook or jot it down on your phone, but you want to track every set that you do, every exercise, every rep, the weight that you use, the intensity level. The more you can track, the better and easier it's going to be to progressively overload over time. And the reason why is a lot of us go into the gym kind of playing this guessing game where we more or less know the weight that we want to use. We kind of know how many reps we can do with that weight. We kind of know how many sets we can do with that weight, but the minute details get lost over time. Like our memories just aren't perfect. You're not going to remember every single set, rep, and weight that you use, every time you hit chest. It's just not possible. It gets to a point where when you want to get stronger, you have to progressively overload. And the only way to correctly progressively overload is knowing what you're doing every single time you work out, because that's where you can start to fine tune your workouts. Whether it's adding an extra rep at a workout or adding an extra set or increasing the weight by a pound or 2 pounds or whatever it is, the goal is to always do more your next workout than you did your previous workout, more or less. That's the goal. You want to do more next time than you did the previous time. And in order to properly do that, you need to know exactly everything that you did in that workout so that you can start fine-tuning what you need to do in your next workout. That's the biggest piece of advice, is just track everything down. The more you track down, the better off you're going to be, the easier it's going to be to progressively overload. And when you start tracking over a long period of time, it'll give you a better idea for when you need to start swapping things out. So maybe you progressively overload for 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row, and then you kind of hit this plateau. That will be a good time for you to look back and say, okay, maybe I need to swap something out here. I can no longer progressively overload doing what I'm doing. But like I said, without tracking that data, a lot of us are just playing this blind guessing game, just, going off of what we feel versus what the data is telling us. So that's the biggest piece of advice I can give people that want to get stronger in the gym. Obviously, when you are first new to working out, you can get away with not tracking anything. You can just go into the gym, throw weight around, and you're going to get stronger. But it's going to get to a point really quickly where that's not going to work anymore, and you need to progressively overload. So the earlier you can start tracking everything, the easier it's going to be to hit your goals, and it's going to take you way less time to hit your goals.